You remain top of Sky Bet League 2. You've acquired some superb results this season, but not only that, you're doing it in some style.
Yeah, we're scoring goals, certainly. Not too sure that we've just conceded 4 at home in the last 2 home games, and the defeat against MK Dons is really one that we're looking back on and thinking just a point there. Looking at the results on Saturday, we'd be in a much stronger position. But that one's gone. But we have to get back to not conceding as many goals.
On the whole, what do you have to say about the entertainment factor right now? 25 goals have been witnessed in the last 4 home games.
I can't believe it's that many, but it's wonderful. I think for the supporters to come along and see that's what they pay the money for, to come and see us win, hopefully, but also to be entertained.
10 games to play. Have you set a points target, or are you not looking that far ahead?
No, honestly, I think the next 2 we're looking at, the 2 away games, will probably be as tough away games as we've had all season. So we're just looking at those 2. Can we stay top after those 2 games?
Tranmere tomorrow night. Are you expecting a similar sort of approach from them than what you got from Swindon on Saturday, i.e. a side similar to the Robins, not likely to go up or down?
Yeah, I think they'll want to finish the season on a high. Since Nigel has taken over, they've had a big upturn in the fortunes, got away from the relegation battle pretty quickly, and I think they'll be looking forward to next season and building for next season and trying to show the supporters this is what they're going to have when they start again in August. So all this thing about nothing to play for, everybody still has. You're still putting things in place, looking ahead. You're still trying to get supporters. You want them to renew season tickets, buy season tickets, and things like that. And you want to finish the season on a high. So there'll be, no matter what the situation, there'll be no game between now and the end of the season which we can say, oh, that'll be comfortable.
But with that said, Tranmere may, because of those reasons, play with a little bit more freedom. What's that like as a player when you have that liberty, perhaps?
Oh, it's great. You saw on Swindon on Saturday the same, where yes, you don't want to lose games, but you can certainly go out and have a go, whether you go to the top of the league or wherever you go. And I'm sure they'll be looking forward to playing us, being in that position on tomorrow night. So. And all the players as well, when you are up there, you're there to be shot at, and it's a little bit of a scalp for them if they can be at the top of the league.
Let's speak about players. Recently, it was announced that Lewis Reed has signed a new deal here. 18 months, you must be very pleased.
Yeah, of course. I think when we brought him in, was it last January, and he got injured very quickly at Bradford. We're absolutely convinced that if he'd have stayed fit for the majority of that end of that season, then we would have made the playoffs last year. Missed out by 1 goal. He would have made that difference, and you've seen the difference he's made this season. He's been as consistent as anybody that we've had out there, and a player who, whichever league we're in next season, we think will play a major role again.
Why do you think he's been so consistent?
I don't know. He's a good player. I think he's probably coming up to his peak now at his age. He's got a good experience of this league and the league above, and he's just in a good place, and the way that we play suits him. We get him on the ball as much as possible, but I think one of the things that goes a little bit under the radar is his defensive abilities as well. A number of times he intercepts things, or he's back in his own penalty area, making challenges or blocks or something like that. He's just a very good all-round midfielder.
Every position on the field is important, but what significance do you place on his position in front of the back 4 as part of your endeavours week in, week out?
Well, you're doing a bit of both. You're doing the defensive side, certainly, but enables our fullbacks then to get forward. But also on the ball, then you've got to create. And we think he's as good as there is in the league at doing those dual roles.
More good news coming out of the club last week, and that was that Elliot Hewitt played 45 minutes in the reserves after a 9-month absence with injury.
Yeah, and no reaction, which is absolutely brilliant news. It was the best news we've had for some time, just to see Elliot. We've seen him in training and everything, and he's back in full contact now. But to actually see him in a game at the RH Academy was absolutely brilliant. And we've got another one, I think, coming up next week. So hopefully he'll play 60 minutes in that, and then look towards being back in contention for the squad.
Have you earmarked any sort of return to the first team matchday squad?
No, not yet. He's got to get in it. We've had pretty much the same 18, I think, apart from Will Swan missing at Newport. It's been a very settled 18. And George Williams, again, played very well Saturday. So he's got to work hard, I think, to get in the 18.
Any other news injury-wise or knocks?
A few knocks on Saturday. I think Clough got a whack on his knee. Hiram got a nasty one in his ribs, and one or two others. We've had the 3 games in a week. That's inevitable, but we're going to do what we can, patch them up, and get them out there for the next 2.